All right, hello everybody. This is Brandon McCaskill. Welcome to the Safari Arie Road Show, where we call Ari every couple of weeks to see how he's doing. Ari, how are you doing, sir?
I can be honest. I'm actually doing pretty good. Actually, I'm doing really good. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing really good. But I'd actually like to just add something to that because it's like every time we do one of these shows, and you're like, "Well, how are you doing?" It's like I'm doing great.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm doing great. It's like so for basically like over a year. It's like I've been doing great. But I'll just add to that. Last time we spoke was just before Christmas.
Mhm.
And I actually did. I actually probably I had about 10, 11 days, maybe even 12 days where it was actually kind of really rough. It wasn't, if you had called me on that day and said, how you doing? It's like, not doing great, not doing great. So it's not like every day is great, great, great. Whoops, sorry, I just hit don't want to be doing that.
Headphones.
Fumble, fumble, fumble.
Yeah.
I have to do a bloopers video.
Yeah,
But anyways, yeah, that's all I need for the ride, my weight. But anyways, yeah, no, I mean, I actually leading up to from because we spoke last time in Berkeley,
Yeah.
and I had to backtrack to San Francisco and then head south. Currently, I'm in LA, Greater LA. I'm in Whittier, which is basically part of the Greater LA. And about a few days before I got here, I kind of got back into my old self and was actually doing pretty good. I actually got here 10 times quicker than I thought. This is California. Everything is closed. There's no campgrounds open. There's no state parks, like as far as campgrounds. I actually did I think my record 13 days with no shower. Everything just weighed. Yeah. But yeah, I went like 13 days without a shower. But I am actually at a host. This is Glenn and Kathy's place. Glenn's actually been following me. I actually went back to the history. Glenn's been following me 2 days before my actual ride started. He's been following me since November 10th of last year. Not last year, I guess 2 years ago now, technically, because we're in January or whatever. Yeah. And so he's been following me since the very, very beginning of this ride. And the funny thing was, it's like I said, I'm in LA. LA was never part of my plan. It was never part of my route. But he sent me an invite kind of deal. And I said, yeah, okay, appreciate it, whatever. And he just kept asking, like, when you get into LA, when you get into LA. And it's like, I kept thinking, it's like, I would just, be polite. It's like, well, I don't even know what time dinner is. And I'm still in Manitoba. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea when I'm getting to LA. Yeah. But it's like, I had no plans to get to LA. But Glenn has been a consistent follower for, and he's always been commenting. And it was like, and at some point it was like, well, of course I'm going to LA. I always do my best to connect with anyone that's been following my ride for so long.
Right.
And the experience is always, it's so crazy. It's like, cause I've had a few, I've had, just off the top of my head, I had Bruce O'Connor and I had Steve Sloat and I've had a couple of guys that have been like, diehard followers. I can't forget Dale in Halifax. I've had hardcore followers and I show up at their place and it's been amazing and awesome. In fact, you can imagine, like, I've been 13 days on the road. Okay. 10 of those were rough days. Anyways, I've got the place. I've got this whole basement apartment to myself. I've got a private room. I've got back there, I've got a mini fridge full of drinks. I got snacks. I've got everything.
Wow.
I'm bringing my bags in here. Okay. I set up my computer on the desk and like basically right beside my desk is a planter. I mean, it's Safari Arie plant. I mean, I just finished 13 days on the road, and and it's funny. It's like, well, we get you this? Can we get you that? And I'm like, dude, I just need to like take this in. Like, I just had a rough 2 weeks and you've been following me from the beginning. Yeah. And it's like, I hope you've started to make out adoption papers kind of deal. So I bring my bags in here and he like shows me around or whatever. And, and okay, great. So just, he's like, well, supper's waiting for you, whatever. I said, okay, just let me just decompress kind of deal. And, I put my computer up and
that's amazing.
And like, I mean, like really, like, it's just like,
where do we get one of those? SafariArie.ca?
Yeah, but it's just like, but I've had, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I never followed a lot of bike rides before from other people or whatever. I just did my first ride had one host and that was it. And, but I mean, I've had 55 hosts across Canada and 7 hosts here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, many cyclists have these crazy, amazing stories, but I just feel like my stories are more crazier and more amazing.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, it was just like, man, like, wow, like just, wow. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like who's got time to take the, you know what I mean? It's just like, wow, you know?
That's so cool.
And then it was like, in a couple days earlier, a woman by the name of Louise, I was at Walmart getting some supplies, and this woman walks by, she sees my bike loaded up and everything. She's like, wow, like what's the deal? Yada, yada, yada. She's like, yeah, me and my late husband, we used to tour up and down the coast, and you know, we talked for about 10-15 minutes because I'm happy to talk to anyone that I can, whatever. It's not like I'm on the clock kind of deal. And you know, and then I had just done my groceries, but she went in to do her groceries, and I was trying to figure out my routing or whatever, and I took forever to try to figure something out or whatever. And 15 minutes later, all of a sudden she comes up behind me and she's like, here, I'd like you to have this. And it was just like a handful of money. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah. But you know, and it's funny. I think that really just lifted my spirits, because it was like kind of right up to that point. I was, like I said, I had about 10, 11 days that were just, they're just getting rough. Like just Christmas. I just didn't like, we did that last show. And I don't know if that really kind of instigated whatever. I mean, because whatever it is it's oh no, but that's the thing is it's like whatever, you know, whatever's under the surface is under the surface. You know what I mean? And sometimes certain things pop things up, and it probably needs to kind of, you know. But the thing is but then, like I said, it was like 11 days later, I woke up and it's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm back to me. Like let's get her done kind of deal. But I think that experience really had a lot to do with just kind of uplifting my spirits kind of deal.
Good. Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, I've been here. I actually have to go to my phone for some of my notes, because I have been here for a few days. We weren't able to connect earlier, but yeah, because like we're January 11th. I actually got here on the 6th, so I'm leaving tomorrow. Basically from here, I'm headed basically out of LA and then to kind of northeast or whatever up to Death Valley. Okay. So I'm going to be going into the desert. So should be interesting, because everything's in kind of complete lockdown, and I don't know what reception is like up there or whatever. Fortunately, I've had the solar panel that's kind of kept my batteries going all along. Shout out to Andy up in Vancouver for giving me his solar panel charger. Yeah, I mean, actually, so getting to LA, just to give some recent stats. So, because some of the numbers are getting pretty crazy. Like I'm at 15,841 kilometers.
Wow.
So I'm just a hair under 16,000 kilometers, which for the Americans, that's like 9,850 miles. I'm just about.
Yeah.
So I'm just a hair under 10,000 miles.
Wow, good for you.
Taking time off for the first wave of COVID,
right.
Which I did. I didn't include that in my time on the road, but I'm at like, I think today I'm like 372 days on the road, and 200 days in a tent. So I'm in like 200 days. Yeah, I've done like 1,850 kilometers in California. But I think that probably even had something to do, just like I said, I've been 370 days on the road. Yeah. So it's a long time to be, I guess, on the road. I guess I don't know. Yeah, the U.S. is definitely been an interesting experience.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I'm not gonna.
We've probably rambled on along.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna close this video without pointing out your new haircut.
Oh, yeah. No, that was. I just 11 months with. I think it was. I had 11 months worth. That's the longest my hair has been since 95, 97. I started shaving my head in 97. Yeah, I think right before I shaved my head in 97, I think I actually, believe it or not, I actually looked like Kurt Cobain. I had the kind of I have a photo somewhere of me like looking like Kurt Cobain, literally. And I shaved my head in 1997, and I never paid for a haircut since, because I bought a shaver. Yeah. And I got lucky when I was in Nova Scotia. Monique was in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Shout out to her, Monique, because technically, I just actually posted a memory. I literally tomorrow, Yeah, I think literally tomorrow or the next tomorrow is when I would have got back into Nova Scotia a year ago. And so it would have been about 2.5 weeks or whatever. I would have been in Bridgewater,
Yeah.
and Michael and Monique were amazing hosts. Anyway, she was a hairdresser. So she shaved my head just a little bit more than 11 months ago.
Yeah.
And I almost had my head shaved in Vancouver Island because my hosts, Bruce and Renee, who were my only hosts from my first ride, she's a hairdresser. Problem was I was only half a week away or whatever from completing the ride in Victoria at the Terry Fox Memorial. And I don't really like to do photos with a shaved head. And so I said, I can't shave my head because I got to get proper photos done in Victoria.
Yeah.
But problem was that was the end of my free potential haircuts as far as I knew. And, but I, you know, like I said, 13 days without a shower. Now I average about 6 days without a shower. And when you got hair, man, I mean, you just feel so grimy. And so it was like, I was actually going to pay for a haircut in LA. I didn't care one way or another, but my host somehow he had a set of clippers. He's like, clippers are waiting for you in the bathroom. So zing, 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 zing.
Yeah.
So
welcome to the BBC club, man. Bald by choice.
Yeah. Well, I'm not letting as long as the showers drag out the way they have been, it's like, you know, I ain't letting my hair get that long again.
Right on. All right. Well, we'll cut the video short here. We're going to do the extended version. So if you want to check that one out, it'll be linked somewhere here, either at the end or in the description. And thank you guys for joining. Thanks, Arie.
Yep. Awesome.
Bye.